Baseball Classic, Japan is the story of the tournament, all right? Doesn't matter what the odds say. Japan, I would say, is the best team in the tournament, okay? I don't care. If you look at the odds, America's favorited. If you look at WAR, Japan only ranks 8th in WAR, okay? Worse than Italy. Let's be honest. That's not true. That's because they have over 700 less WAR than the United States.
700?
700 less WAR than the United States. WAR, what is it good for? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the reason for that is that they don't have a ton of MLB players. I mean, they do have a ton of MLB players, but most of their roster plays in Japan. But the reality is, and I think a lot of casual people, or maybe not even casual, people in general, don't realize that all these guys on the roster in Japan could probably be on an MLB roster. I would say every single one, maybe a few guys know, but 90% of them would be on an MLB roster if they played in America. NPB is just good. They probably get paid more there, unless you're a top echelon guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, why would you come to America and be a fringe player? You're making maybe a few more $1 million in the U.S., but you don't know if you're going to stay here longer.
Yeah.
Or just be comfortable and be a star in your home country.
So talent-wise, Japan's always overlooked. And the only proof I need of that is that they've won the most World Baseball Classics. They've won 3 World Baseball Classics. That's more than anybody else. No one's even won more than 1. They won last year. They didn't lose a single game last year. They won 27 international games in a row, Team Japan. That's across a bunch of different levels. 27 games in a row. Has any MLB team won 27 games in a row? Ever in history?
Maybe in the 1800s?
Never. Never in history. Last final. The first final, 2006, Japan's first World Baseball Classic, everybody's first World Baseball Classic, was watched by 60 million people in Japan. That's more than any World Series in history. An insane 36 million people watched them in an exhibition game leading up to the tournament last season. Last year in pool play, over 40% of the country watched each game. So this tournament in Japan is more popular than the World Cup is in Japan, which is mind-blowing because the World Cup has 1 trillion viewers a year. Japan's quarterfinal game was watched by 62.5 million people in Japan alone. According to Forbes, that's 7 million more viewers than the most watched World Series ever. So this is the World Series on steroids for Japan. And in 2023, Japan's team was considered the best team of all time, the best Japanese team of all time. This was Yu Darvish, Shota Imanaga, Roki Sasaki, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Yuki Matsui, who was on the Padres, Mukatake Murakami, Masataka Yoshida, Lars Nootbaar, and Shohei Ohtani, of course. And all these guys, I mean, either they were in MLB at the time or have since come to MLB, but they were fucking stacked in 2023. But in 2026... a little bit of a different story. Ohtani is not pitching, okay? Taking it easy his arm. No Yu Darvish. He's retired, I think. Is that confirmed?
I don't know if we ever got a resolution to that.
Okay, so Yu Darvish is like half retired. He's coaching, but he ain't on the team. Shota Imanaga is not on the roster. This surprised me a little bit. Him and Japan came to agreement that he would not be on the roster. He spent a lot of the season hurt last year and was really bad in the second half. So Shota Imanaga is not pitching in it, but also apparently, at least what I talked to Yaku Cosmopolitan, is that?
Yeah.
He was saying that, like, yeah, man, it's like Japan didn't really even want him on the team. So that shows you like how stacked Japan is. So Shota Imanaga, who was an all-star in MLB, wasn't even really selected. I think wasn't going to play either way, but they're deep. Yuki Matsui, he got injured. He will not be pitching. Lars Nootbaar, he got injured. He will not be playing. And Roki Sasaki will not be pitching. A little controversial with Roki. Roki was on the 60-day IL last season, so that gave the Dodgers the right to not let him play, and the Dodgers did not let him play, even though Roki wanted to play. Roki was ready to die out there for his country, but the Dodgers said, nope, the team is more important, sir. So Roki will not be participating. And so instead of those guys, they replaced those pitchers with Yusei Kikuchi and Tomoyuki Saganu, which is a step down, I would say. So I think a little bit of a weaker roster for Japan this year. We can say that. But we have to also add Seiya Suzuki, who was not on the team last year, is on the team this year. Tatsuyuki Imai, who most people probably don't know, he just signed to play for the Astros, $54 million, announced that he will not be participating in the World Baseball Classic in March because he's busy. It's his first year, and he has to protect his family's safety. But then he comes back and he says, actually, fuck it, I am going to play. He's going to be ready for the second round. So they're going to get that guy for the second round, who I've never really watched. The new guy for the Astros, who said he would die to beat the Dodgers. Remember that quote?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Because he was coming to America and everyone was like, are you going to be on the Dodgers? All the Japanese guys were to go to the Dodgers. He's like, no, my life mission is to beat the Dodgers. Pretty cool. So to put a bow on Japan, won 27 international games in a row, which is absolutely insane. They've been training since February 14th. That's another distinction why everyone always overlooks Japan compared to America. They fucking practice. Like, they actually have an international team. America is like 3 weeks before the tournament. Who are the best players? All right, come, we'll play together for a fucking week. Japan is like, no, we are all on the same team. We do practices. They do the practice. They've been practicing for what, 3 weeks now? Almost.
I mean, technically, they've been practicing even longer.
They had a fall training camp as well, 6 days in November. So they play like exhibition games in the off season. They played 2 games against Korea. One little small note, they got to do the pitch clock. They don't have a pitch clock in Japan. So these guys are going to have to learn on the fly. More crazy stats. According to an economist, in the 2 weeks of the WBC last year, $421 million in economic impact for Japan. And then according to MLB's deputy commissioner this year, triple-digit growth across all commercial areas this year so far leading up to the WBC. So they're doing that training camp in Japan, all the hoopla and all the merch sales or whatever, tickets, I don't know how they calculate it. It seems like this year, the World Baseball Classic in Japan is bigger than ever. Did you see them go to the fucking restaurant this week?
Like as a mob with all the security?
Bro, everywhere they go. Shohei walks into a restaurant, it's crazy. I love reading the Japanese media too. There will just be 40 articles about Shohei Ohtani went to the restaurant. It's like, damn. So it's a big deal there. So this, even though I'm not going to tell you to gamble, but they're plus 330. USA is even odds. How can Japan not be favored going into this? I mean, they don't have maybe the MLB talent, but they take it so much more serious.
Yeah, I mean, even the fans. Did you see the other day they had an exhibition game, but before the game, they had batting practice, and the stadium was already full just for batting practice.
They sell out batting practice, motherfuckers. And Shohei was out there crying to the national anthem, dude. Like, you know, Shohei's like, he's like really good, man. He's one of the best baseball players.
Ever?
I think he might be the best baseball player ever. Say what you want. He's my GOAT. Anyway, but they have competition, dude. It's not just Japan out there, out east. They got Taiwan. Okay? Hate to burst your bubble, Mitchell, but I think your Korean team has been surpassed.
So I've heard.
Apparently, you know, Taiwan was never really considered I mean, they fucking dominate Little League. Let's be honest. Now, they cheat like a motherfucker in Little League. That's been documented heavily. They are confirmed cheaters when it comes to Little League, without a doubt. But the World Baseball Classic, 2006, they went 0-3, lost to China, bro. 2009, 0-2, lost to China again. So we're talking Taiwan wasn't really that big of a deal. 2013, they won their first game, lost to Japan by only 1 run, but hey, maybe they're getting a little better. 2017, 2023, couldn't get out of pool play. But in 2024, Taiwan in the international baseball community just pulled up the biggest upset in international baseball history. So there's this tournament called the Premier 12. No one in America gives a fuck. Couldn't care less. But it actually is a big deal internationally. MLB players aren't allowed to play, but in Asia, all the NBB players play, all the CB, what is the league called?
CBPL.
So the Taiwanese players play and the Korean players play. Like the Japanese team in the Premier 12, 7 of their 28 players were on the WBC team. So this is like legit shit. Japan was dominating it, 20 run differential in the first round, 14 run differential in the second round. They were dominating. Taiwan, who had never won an international championship, had the youngest roster in the tournament, upsets them, and wins this Premier 12 tournament. This is in 2024. So now if you look at international baseball rankings, this is a little skewed because I don't know why. Like America should be number 1, right? But Taiwan's number 2 in the international baseball rankings?
The international baseball rankings don't take into account like which roster had like a bunch of pro players on it and which rosters didn't. So when the U.S. sends Rich Hill to the Premier 12,
Yeah.
that's the roster that the U.S. is being
Like
ranked.
Drake Baldwin was on that team. Drake Baldwin,
Was
Chandler Simpson, a couple guys. Like MLB will send a lot like little prospects. These teams have like professional players in it. So Taiwan killed Japan in this tournament, and it was a big deal. That broke Japan's 27 win streak. Now Japan is coming out saying that Taiwan is their biggest rival in the preliminaries. Is that right?
Preliminary?
Preliminaries.
Preliminary?
Prelims. In the prelims. Biggest rival in the prelims for Japan is Taiwan, which is mad disrespectful to Mitchell's people, bro, because Korea, that's fucked up, dude. Korea's like supposed to be the top dog. You guys are supposed to be on par with Japan. Now you're fucking third place.
I think Korea heard that, and then Korea's manager said, "Oh yeah, I think Taiwan is our biggest rival."
So now even Korea's saying, Korea's like, we're not even worried about Japan. It's really about Taiwan. Have you seen them play Little League? Holy shit. Did you see that 12-year-old throwing 80 miles per hour a couple years back? Why isn't he on the roster? He's probably like 19 now. No, he's not.
Maybe he is.
Well, he's probably like 27. I'm literally kidding around, dude. They would never lie about their ages. So Korea and Japan now is saying that their biggest threat in this tournament is Taiwan. They got a couple guys. They got a guy known Lee Lin Yu Min, the Korean killer, bro. The Korean media outlets are calling this guy the Korea killer. So you guys got two big rivals over here. They got a guy named Chen Jae-Xian. He's a 6-time All-Star in Taiwan. This is the guy who won that tournament for Japan. This guy is mad sexy, dude. I was reading an article. Apparently, some fans got divorces because of him. He had to address it, dude, because he's just a heartthrob. You know what I'm saying? He's taken Taiwan by storm. He was the most valuable player, best defensive player, best center fielder of the tournament, went 15 for 24 with 2 home runs, hit a 3-run homer to win it. They also got Yu Chang, who was the big story last year for Taiwan. Taiwan is electric baseball country, dude. When you watch those games last year when they hosted the tournament, where it's just whole game, they're on their feet, losing by 10 runs. They're still cheering loud as fuck. This guy, Yu Chang, wasn't going to play because he was trying to make the Red Sox roster. The country got so pissed that he wasn't going to play, they basically had to play because he was getting so much hate. Starts playing, goes off in pool play, won MVP of the pool, and became a hero in Taiwan. So those are the two guys you got to look for in Taiwan. Yu Chang and Chen Jie-Xian, who are both just two hot guys. You know, pause, but not even going to pause, but like 2 hot guys. They also got Stuart Fairchild, who, what team is he on? He's on the Braves now?
No, he's on the Guardians now.
He's on the Guardians now. So they got one MLB player who's probably becoming world famous or country famous in Taiwan. You said they're going crazy for him?
They came up with this like highlight reel or a Bandcamp thing, edit. There we go. An edit of Stuart Fairchild. Stuart Fairchild's like a fringe MLB player. He played for the Braves last year, got traded to the Rays. I think he's been on like 7 teams in the past 4 years. But he goes to Taiwan and suddenly he's like a hero. He's a superstar.
He's good for life in Taiwan. Gotta respect it.
They could have had Corbin Carroll too. They really wanted Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, well, handmade bone gets you. I understand Corbin.
And Team USA.
Yeah, Team USA is pretty good. So there's Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan has a chance to upset South Korea, but if South Korea has anything to say about it, they're going to try to win as well. South Korea, dude, every time I read about Korea when it comes to baseball, they are like suicidal about the program. It is the most biggest embarrassment right now is Korean baseball, how mighty they have fallen. If you know your World Baseball Classic history, Korea in 2006 beat Japan twice. They finished second in 2009. Was that the tournament where they beat Japan twice, then lost in the final?
I know that's the one that they lost to Japan in the final. I don't know if it was
Gotcha. Okay, so
the same tournament. But that's the tournament where Ichiro's going ballistic
yes,
in the dugout.
Yeah. So, but either way, like the first 2 World Baseball Classics, Korea, even though they didn't win, did, I think, you know, they upset Japan a couple times and overall actually outplayed Japan by a lot. And it was like obviously a massive, this is like the most watched baseball game of all time. So like this is like in Korean baseball, one of the biggest games ever. They were at the top of the baseball world, but since then they've really fallen off. They didn't even make the Olympics in 2021, which was super disappointing. They have lost 10 straight games to Japan, which really hurts because, you know, Japan and Korea, obviously natural rivals. But it's not much of a rivalry anymore, it seems like. According to Choson, who I'm not sure that is, but it seems important, because of this humiliation from the last few tournaments, they're preparing more intensely. They had a training camp in Japan and went to Okinawa in mid-February. So they're practicing in Japan. They're trying to get learn from the Japanese people because they're losing so much. Korea has earned a, quote, frog in a well status.
Were you familiar with that idiom? I was not.
I was not either. According to a Korean news outlet saying their baseball internationally has regressed. And I got to say, it's true, man. They got second in 2009. Now they can't even get out of pool play. They're losing to Taiwan. Bak Ho Chang, sorry, is that how you say it?
Beck.
Beck Ho Chang. This is my favorite guy ever.
Beck Ho Kang.
Kong, sorry. This guy, I love this guy because he was like a huge star in Korea, young kid. But when they lost in the Olympics and like I forgot what year it was, he became like nationally hated because he was like chewing gum in the dugout and looking disinterested. And then he had to go on like Korean news and apologize and talk about like how his dad was mean to him and was saying like, I'm misunderstood. Like, I remember going through this like, oh my God, this poor guy. Like everyone hates him because he's like the face of this falling baseball culture, and like he is the reason why, because these young kids, they don't take it seriously, they don't have the passion. This guy's chewing gum in the dugout and they're losing, an embarrassment. And then last year, in 2023, he's on the team, and this is and he hits like a game-tying double to like tie it against Australia, and then fucking steps off the bag by like an inch and gets tagged, and they lose because of this. This poor guy, now he's just like the most hated athlete in Korea. He is off the team this year. And I believe from what I've read in this, it's a mutual understanding. He probably didn't want all the, maybe he's had a bad taste in his mouth. He's kind of done with international baseball. He's been stricken with bad publicity, but he's one of the best players in Korea. So it is a big loss for them. It is a big loss to not have Bak Ho Chang, Kong, sorry. Please forgive me. But they got Hae-Sung Kim, one of the Dodgers. They got Jung-Hoo Lee, who plays for the Giants, of course. So those are two pretty big MLB players. Jahmai Jones, who's an MLB player. I didn't know he was Korean.
His mom is Korean. Did you know he had a 159 WRC plus last year?
Oh, damn. So that's some big MLB talent. Dane Dunning is Korean. You didn't know that, motherfuckers. He's Korean. He's going to be on the team. And then you got a bunch of KBO talent. And don't sleep on the KBO talent because they could play baseball in KBO. Hyunjin Ryu, baby. He's back. He's been playing in the KBO for the past few seasons. He's 39, 40 now? Either way, he had a 3.2 ERA in Korea last year. He was definitely the biggest Korean superstar in baseball.
I think the best Korean pitcher in MLB in history.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm kind of bored here. I'm going to go back to Korea.
Well, he was kind of down bad in USA, let's be honest. I don't know if he was going to
he signed a massive contract in Korea.
I bet. I'm sure, yeah. He was a national hero in Korea. I know that to be the case. Hae-Sung Kim, though, they lost him because he slipped on ice, and now he can't play for the Braves and he can't play for Korea, and it's bullshit, but whatever. So that's Korea, man. That's going to be the turn. That to me, those are in the pool play, those are the biggest games to watch. Korea versus Japan, obviously. That game is, last time there was bean balls. It's so serious. It's at 5 a.m., which sucks, but that's going to be crazy shit. You got to watch Korea versus Japan. And now Taiwan looks like, if you believe them, like they can threat both those teams. So those are going to be the matchups I want to watch. Japan, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Taiwan, Japan, Korea, Taiwan. But don't sleep on Czech Republic because they can make some noise as well. Probably not. But they'll be fun.
They are celebrities in Japan, though.
Yeah, Czech Republic had... I mean, they won one game last tournament, but it was like the sickest shit of all time. Like they are, like you said, celebrities in Japan because they really shouldn't be that good at baseball, and they really aren't that good at baseball, but they're decent at baseball for a bunch of electricians apparently. So this is their second World Baseball Classic appearance. Last year they made it for the first time, and it was a big deal because baseball was illegal in the Czech Republic until 1964. Let that sink in, dude. They couldn't even play until the 60s, dog. They have a 151 to 1 odds to win this thing, so they're probably not going to win it. No Czech born and raised players ever made the majors. This team as a whole has a negative .5 WAR. Which player made MLB?
Their one MLB player this year is, let me find it. He's replacing Eric Sogard.
Cool.
Taran Vavra. He played 68 games between 2022 and 2025.
Okay. So they got one MLB player. Cool. Their manager is a neurologist. They have a pitcher who's a firefighter. They have a utility man. He's an English teacher. They have another pitcher who is a nuclear equipment operator. And last tournament, their starting pitcher was an electrician, Andrzej Satoria. And this is the real guy. This guy's fastest pitch, 79 miles per hour. I'm not going to lie. I hit the Oakland Coliseum speed gun at 80. So I throw faster than this guy. But now he's like the face.
Do you have any Czech background? You could play for Czech next time.
I don't, dude. I will never play for any country other than my fucking United States of America. Do you see my jacket?
Yeah, from fucking space, brother.
And it looks cool as shit, right?
So cool.
Dream
Full
team.
view. Look at the pants.
Dream team.
Look at the flame socks. That's really where it shines.
Dream team. You know I had to come correct for the country, dude. We just won hockey. Girls and boys, motherfucker. Anyway, but this is about Czech Republic. I don't like to make things about myself. So this guy, electrician Andrzej Satoria. So this guy throws 79 miles per hour slower than me. He pitches against Japan, right? Strikes out the 2 first batters of the game, end up getting a 1-run lead against Japan. So Czech Republic is beating Japan in their own house. He then strikes out Shohei Ohtani on 3 straight pitches. So now he's a fucking legend in Japan. They end up losing 10-2. Who cares? And then after that, you're saying that they become celebrities in Japan. Didn't they go on a whole tour or something?
So right now they're doing, they were doing their training in Japan before the tournament. They've got these katakana Japanese jerseys that they're practicing with. They met, I think, the mayor of a town that they've been practicing in. School kids are coming out to try to get autographs from these guys. And keep in mind, this is Japan, where you've got Shohei Ohtani. But they're going crazy for the Czech Republic, or Czechia.
I love that. I love how like the Japanese, like in Japan, they just respected that so much. This guy's throwing 79. He struck out Shohei. We need to get these guys here immediately. Get them jerseys, get them gloves. Let's just like become friends with them. So there are, or maybe it's like a psychological thing. Now they have their jerseys for them. They have Japanese jerseys.
Yeah, so they are using these practice jerseys that have Czech. So Japanese has 3 different alphabets, and they have it in one of the Japanese alphabets.
Okay. So they're now
Sounds kind of complicated.
very complicated. Czech and Japanese. How do you spell something in Czech and Japanese?
Just 3 different alphabets.
So they have a foreign alphabet. They use one alphabet for foreign words, and it's phonetic. And then they have another phonetic alphabet for Japanese words, and then they use Chinese characters still.
I'm not trying to flex though, but dude, all the countries' jerseys, they're all in English. So it's like kind of already won. You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't Japan have Japanese? Why doesn't it say Japan in Japanese on
I
it?
mean, they don't even do that for the NPB.
I know, it's weird to me though. Because aren't Japanese people kind of racist? They want to keep it Japan only all the time.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, don't they let other people in their country at all? And they're just like, Japan's.
I mean, there have been like North Koreans in Japan since like the 50s and 60s, and so they're like 4th, 5th generation, and they're still not Japanese citizens.
He would know, Jack. And Jack's Japanese. Born.
Right, I forgot Jack's Japanese.
Say something in Japanese, dude.
Ashiteru.
Oh my gosh. Oi. Respect the fuck out of that, dude. So, so that really, I mean, Czech Republic, man, they're gonna be fun to watch because they're a fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? They're a scrappy bunch, and they got Taran Vavra. Is that the guy you were talking about? Yeah. So this guy, so they just were like trying to find players, and they found this guy who I guess last name is Czech, and we're like, bro, you're Czech. He's like, I don't know. They got a genealogist to like prove that he was Czech some way. I guess his like third great grandfather's from the Czech Republic. He's like, wow, yeah, his great grandfather was born in the Czech Republic. This makes me think like he didn't even know. They had to find all the birth certificates. They had to get a genealogist. The guy just had a Czech last name. And they're like, well, you want to play? He's like, I didn't do anything else. So they got Vavra. Watch out for Vavra. And then Australia, the last team in the pool. Their biggest player is the number 1 overall draft pick was a fucking Australian guy. Now, that didn't sink into me when it happened. What did he play, Oregon State? Was he Oregon State? Or am I getting confused? He's from some American college. He was the number 1 overall draft pick, but was born and raised in Australia. And that is a big deal for Australia. Australia does have more baseball than people realize. There's a ton of MLB players who are from Australia. Peter Moylan.
Peter Moylan.
A few guys from Australia. So they have like a decent amount of baseball there. But they got the number 1 overall freaking draft pick. So that will be fun to watch because this is the first time you're really going to see him play like real competitive games. And we'll see what they do. But they're going to have a tough fucking pool. Playing Japan, Korea, Czech Republic.
It's essentially though the same pool that they were in 3 years ago, and they made it out of that one.
Yeah, I guess it's not impossible because you never really know what you get with like teams like Korea or Taiwan. At least for us, because we're just like ignorant to like really these players who are like NPB and these Korean league players, and you know it's hard to say. Like we can look at the stats and say they're good, but we don't really know. And really, anything can, in 4 games, bro, anything can happen. I mean, Czech Republic is not going to fucking win, so I know that's not going to happen. But I would not be shocked if Australia comes out and Aussie, oi, you know what I'm saying? Do the Australian accent, Jack.
No.
Yeah, so like, you know, they could do it. They could get out of the pool. That would be very embarrassing if Korea lost to Japan. That's what happened last year, actually. Lost to Australia. Frog in the well, dude. Break that down. What does that mean? You don't have to Google it, bro. Google it. What does it mean?
Bro, I said I wasn't familiar with it.
Dude, aren't you an English major?
This is not an English idiom.
Okay, but it's in English. You can frog in the well. It's down there.
Frog in the well sounds like something to do with your throat.
No, it's like, dude, a frog is in the well. It can't get out. It's lost, and you can hear it, but it's not. It can't hop out of the well. It's just you're stuck down there.
You're just stuck at the bottom of the pit.
Yeah, and you're not able to jump out because
There's
you can't
no
jump.
escape.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a frog in the well, and you can hear it, the rivets, but you can't get it out. That's like Korean baseball
So
right now.
what
It's
saves
sad.
a frog in the well?
How the mighty have fallen. You know what I'm saying? You used to be a powerful frog outside the well. Now you're in the well.